Are there programs out there that would be more inflationary than others?
The thing that we have to understand is that the macroeconomy, the important thing is the real resources. These are, things like land, water, iron ore, steel, factories, human resource like labor. Money is not a real resource. We wouldn't have the real resources necessary to have universal healthcare and guaranteed healthcare. So what we would have to do is go in and increase taxes on other activities so that the government could redistribute those resources, not so they could have an income. When you reach the point where the entire economy is producing goods and services at its maximum potential, if you persistently add more and more and more money into the economy, what will end up happening is spending will outstrip the domestic economy's ability to produce enough goods to sell those goods. And so the price level will have to start to rise because there's a shortage of output. So then you start seeing inflationary pressure rising. All a UBI, all a basic income scheme is an aggregate demand tool. How much, though, depends on how big it is. So if we're talking about something that's only $500 a month, you're not talking about anything that's going to be cause a major inflationary crisis. But if you're talking about a living wage UBI, it's a drastic error because you'll be paying people not to work and you'll reduce the supply of labor. And in the end, you'll reduce the amount of goods and services being produced. And so this will erode the value of the UBI when the price level starts to rise because you've reached an inflation barrier. Okay, you've lowered that inflation barrier. So now the spending is pushing against that new lowered output limit. And the only thing that you can do is two things. You can either increase the UBI, which will make it even more inflationary, or you bring a halt to it, which you defeat the entire purpose if you don't raise it up because it's not meeting the living wage standard.